Welcome to Tavern Tales Junior, a curated live play 5e Dungeons & Dragons podcast for kids and adults. In Tavern Tales Junior, we take a group of kids on a fantastical adventure full of friendship, adventure, and excitement, using a modified 5e rule set. This podcast is created by and for kids. This is meant to be relatable and enjoyable. So let's see where they want to take the adventure today.
I'm wondering if you'd go wandering with me through the wilderness and woods to where the winds are blowing free, through the darkness of the night, heading toward the morning light. I wonder if you'd wander with me, and I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets and these neighborhoods, head over the river and through the woods.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Tavern Tales Junior.
We are
All right. You're right. It is the final countdown to the final level of the dungeon. For the last 5 sessions, my players have each run their own dungeon level as we descend ever further in the lost dungeon just outside the city of Tanjican, where it was believed that Tiger Claw, the evil tabaxi who has rained terror down upon the citizens of Tanjican, has been descending this dungeon passage to find a treasure of untold value that would aid a Chardalon in his quest to rule the world. We have now finally descended to the last level, and it is at this point that there is a brief respite, a moment of pause, and Char recommends that you all take a long rest. Heal up the hit points you've injured, regain the hit die, or at least some of them that you have spent, because this last level is the most dangerous level.
Char, are you sure that we're going to die?
Char doesn't respond to that, because we are all still sitting at the table. So while your characters rest down below in the depths of the forest, let's sink through our chairs and rush to meet them. So let's fall through our seats, not physically. We'll fall through them, not out of them. All right, cool. If you're going to actually do that, then fall through the floor, too. I think you're going to have to do that in the realm of the imagination.
The ground? Someone get me a jackhammer.
And as we fall through our seats and through the floor into the world of the imagination, the first to descend into the world of Faerun is Alex. Introduce yourself, Alex, as you fall towards your character.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I play the role of Chris Tuffer.
What does Chris look like?
Chris has black skin with white hair and glowing red eyes. He also has black studded leather.
Cool. So you find him down below the depths of Tanjican, and you, Alex, settle into the body of Chris Tuffer. The next to fall through the floor was Caitlin. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Caitlin, and I play the role of Volpina, a ranger tabaxi.
And as you fall through the world of Faerun and you see the weather is just a normal, regular sort of day, sun's shining, but there are clouds in the sky over the vast forests of Tanjican, over the city, and down into the depths of this dungeon, you see Volpina. What does she look like?
She has orange fur and wears studded leather.
Studded leather armor, yeah, and What's she doing when she's resting? How does she rest?
She kind of leans against the wall and slowly sinks down until she's on her butt.
That's perfect. And you, Caitlin, fall down into the world of the imagination and settle into the skin of Volpina, followed by Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. I play Sasha Kikian, the sassy wizard tabaxi, who, does her thing.
And you as well fall through 5 levels of this crazy dungeon, past Magmin recovering in a lava, past poor zombies no longer animated because their torches were taken, and you find yourself looking down upon the body of Sasha Kikian. What does she look like?
Sassy cyan hair with streaks of white, as her snarky look gazes upon her party members, her wand waving. She sends wishes to all those around her.
Great. And how does she rest? When she recovers her hit points and takes a long rest, what does she do? How do we find her right now?
She does a back bend and then just flops onto her back and crosses her legs, puts her arm behind her head, sheathes her wand, and sighs.
Well, it sounds like you finally settled into Sasha. Not that that's a really hard change for you. And the next person, because you're so sassy yourself, Robin, and the next person we find falling is Savannah.
Hi, my name is Savannah, and I play the role of DJ Ashardalong, a fighter dragonborn.
And as you encounter this it's just a small chamber. It's only 20 feet by 20 feet with cobblestone floors. Where is DJ for this rest?
She's next to a wall with her arms behind her head and her legs crossed and just leaning against the wall as she starts to fall asleep.
Excellent. You find your way and you settle into the body of DJ. How does that feel? How does it feel being DJ versus being Savannah? How can you describe that? Is it that DJ is powerful? Or what are your words that you use to say how you feel being DJ?
Like strong and powerful and scaly, I guess.
Scaly?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you're not scaly as a person. Not really. So, you maybe got a little bit of scales, but those would be like in your bathroom and they tell you how heavy you are, right? Not on your body. A body made of scales. And the very last person to sink through his chair and through the floor into the world of imagination is none other than Will. And maybe he was last because he was the first and he's just been impatiently sitting just below the floor waiting for everyone else to catch up. And as you descend towards your body, why don't you introduce yourself?
I go quick and very fast through the floor just to catch up to everybody else.
And who are you?
I am Flash Golden Dragon.
Who are you, the player?
I am Will, but plays the role of Flash Golden Dragon.
Perfect. And what does Flash look like as you see him when you settle towards his body?
He has blue and orange eyes. He has brown eyebrows. He has cyan eyes. He has peach skin. He has this green cape and a symbol on it of the Lord's own. He has golden armor. He has a brown backpack, but it's not so glowy anymore.
That's very true. It only has a glow that comes out of it. From what?
Slobby.
Slobby, his baby mimic. And where is Flash in the room?
He is quickly running down the stairs.
Oh, he's joining up to have a rest. When Flash rests, what does he do?
He lays down and sleeps.
Does he just flop down on his back and snore?
No. There's one slot that still works on his backpack, but he grabs something out, but it's a blanket and a pillow.
Oh, did Slobby turn into a blanket and a pillow?
No, it was a sleeping bag and a pillow.
Oh, okay. Which one is Slobby?
Slobby's none of them.
Oh, what does Slobby become?
Because Slobby is my backpack.
He is the backpack. Well,
So-
he's also can become other things too.
Yeah, he turns into a torch.
A torch? Oh, okay. You have those permanent green torches that glow with a very undead color of light.
I thought we put them out.
but you have them now forever, and they can be relit with just a snap of your fingers over the torch itself. And then it becomes a permanent continual flame. It doesn't cast any heat, and it glows this green, eerie light.
I have a good idea. We could just feed it to Slobby when he needs it.
Hey, yeah, you could feed them
And
to
then we
Slobby
could
if you
relight
wanted
it
to.
and feed it. Feed it.
Well, you'd have to feed him the whole torch if he was hungry. But Slobby is not hungry right now because he hasn't been needed for much. And Will, when you settle into the body of Flash, how does that feel?
It feels remarkable, very joyful, and happy.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it is here that the long rest is had. Are there any conversations or things that you would like to do during a long rest? Are there any spells or equipment modifications you'd like to make, or anything you would like to do during this 8-hour break?
Could I tell everybody what the gem is seeing?
Yeah, you could if you'd like to. I mean, I think everybody already knows that you look through it and you can see stuff, but if you'd like to explain it more, go for it.
So what it does is, if you look through it, it gives you true seeing, and true seeing lets you see what's really there. Like if there's a hidden doorway that's been hidden away by magic, if you look through the gem, you'll still be able to see that it's there.
Pretty cool. And how often can you use that?
I get 3 charges. Each charge lasts 10 minutes.
Yep.
And
You get a certain number of charges back every day, and you have to roll a die. What happens if you use the last charge? You have to roll a die, and if you get a 1 or lower or something like that, I believe the gem cracks and it's no longer usable. So you have to be careful about the use of the Gem of True Seeing if you're using it lots and lots in a given day. But the charges have all reset. It's been a long rest. So now you have your 3 charges and everything's good to go for this next part of this adventure. Char, his blue sombrero jauntily on his head, after 8 hours of rest, says,
Are you ready to continue?
I believe I am. What about my party members?
I'm ready.
I'm ready. Hey, Tar,
Yes,
is there any worms or hidden things in this level?
this next level is the last level, and from what I know, it is the most dangerous level of them all. There is a demon on the other side of this door that will need to be defeated. There is a great round entrance to the last and final chamber where the artifact resides, and there is a great difficult puzzle associated therein to open that door that I only might be able to help you with. I have only heard of it in legend.
All right, let's move forward.
okay, it's just a simple stone door in front of you. You open the door and it opens into a vast cavern. It is a huge, huge cavern with mossy mushrooms and lichen growing everywhere. And the roof is really high up, and it has every now and again a stalactite hanging down from the roof, and dripping off of the stalactite is a little bit of water that pools below, and there are stalagmites underneath these stalactites that are catching the water as it drips down into these pools. It is very humid, it is very dark, but your eyes can discern at a great distance a arched and domed room off in the distance. And it seems to be like a massive igloo. And from what you can tell, because it is 300 feet away in the dark, you can make out but barely the door that Char referenced before. I assume you have your green torches lit, light spells cast by Sasha, and other light sources to allow you to see in the dark. So you only have the ability to see 30 to 60 feet ahead of you, 30 feet of normal like daylight like we have here, and then an additional 30 feet of reduced visibility light. And there are creepy crawly things moving around on the floor. And Caitlin, Volpina sees one of them. What does it look like?
It looks like this little tiny dragon-shaped thing with no wings.
Cool. A dragon-shaped like insect scurrying around with no wings, and it is eaten by something. What eats it, Robin?
It looks like a baby musky hum. It's like a little bit bigger than a normal mosquito. It's got that horrific bug eyes.
Oh, okay, like
and
a
long
sturge.
and a long tube nose.
Wow, and it just darts out of the shadows.
And it sucks its face off.
Oh, leaves the rest of the body behind, or does it carry it away too?
It just sucks all the blood from the face.
Oh, that's horrible. This poor thing, this desiccated, dry remains, lays there as this musky hum.
Musky hum. We saw one of the more adult-formed monstrosities in the jungles of Tanjica.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
They live in the ground until they become older.
Okay. And then something else is noticed. There's some sort of markings on the floor. Does anybody want to tell me what those markings are on the floor that kind of make a pathway from where you are to the dome? Yeah, sure. Go for it.
They look like little lines that have been carved into the ground, and they have a very faint glow to them.
Excellent. I like that a lot. What is the color of that glow?
It's like a fiery red mixed with occasional flares of orange.
Oh, okay. Cool. So it kind of patina on the floor, and it glistens and glows just barely. It doesn't give enough light to see by, but you can see it moving towards the dome igloo type thing in the distance. And there are sounds, natural sort of sounds, not animal sounds, coming from this large cavern. Does anybody want to describe those?
It sounds like darkness, echoes, and very much cave-like.
Oh, okay. I get a feel from that.
And it sounds like we're under a waterfall.
Oh, I like that. You can hear a rumble. Oh, you don't need to make the sound. And you can hear a rumble through the stones of a waterfall above. And maybe that's what's causing this dripping to come down the stalactites above. Yes, Robin.
There's also slight noises like blip blip from the stalactites.
From the water dripping. Yeah, Alex?
I'm also imagining, like, occasionally the echo of a bat screeching.
Yeah, there are no natural sounds. No animal sounds in this. If you can picture that, it is very quiet. And the only sounds that you can hear are that rumble of the water above, the drips of the stalactites, and the scurrying of that animal was the only one you heard. So picture that as you hear this very quiet, very solemn sounding caravan.
Caravan?
Cavern. That would be very different. It's a very somber sounding caravan.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cavern.
Hey, it's a caravan. We're going on
It's the caravan apparel.
Caravan apparel.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we're locked
Okay.
up
Caravan
through
of
apparel.
apparel.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's fine.
And it's
great-
apparel.
I think it's hilarious.
And it's apparel.
Who is in the lead? Okay, Flash is in the lead. Who else is in the lead? There are two people standing next to... Okay, that makes perfect sense. You're the most stalwart
Sasha's in
adventurers
the
of them
back.
all. Sasha's in the back.
I'm also in the back.
In the back. And...
I'm right behind them, but kind of sticking to the shadowy.
Oh, okay, you're in the
Areas
middle
of
of
the
the
room.
pack, kind of in the shadows?
No, dark out.
Right, exactly. Okay.
No. Flash elf.
How about you all make stealth checks as you stealthily try to make your way through? Now, unfortunately, you've opened the door, so that's going to make it hard, but the stealth check you're going to make allows anything that might be in here that is listening for that opening door to not know which direction you've traveled. Roll it up.
I always forget if, like, my boots do anything.
They take away disadvantage or
'Cause-
give you advantage.
Because they're not like...
Yeah, I know that they're magic.
But your boots, they make sure that... Because you're clanky.
Wait,
you're,
hold on. You have the card. It tells you on the card.
Oh, yeah.
The card is in your
Yeah.
folder.
Yeah.
The portable hole allows you to go through walls. I got 17
Wow. Good
Okay,
math,
make
buddy.
me not...
because I got a plus
make
6.
my steps have no...
Which gives you advantage on your stealth checks.
And also advantage on dexterity.
In total, I have a 26.
Holy moly, what did you roll?
I rolled an 18 and I have plus 8.
Yes, you do.
I got a 24, and I rolled a 14.
I got 2 15s.
You don't get to add them together.
I know. That's funny how I got 2 15s, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Well, it's good either way. How did you do, Robin?
Dad, I can show you an adult musky him.
Okay, thank you. Cool. Okay, as you begin to move silently and stealthily through the door and into this cavern, you have all rolled stealth checks. Who thinks they rolled the highest?
26.
So, Caitlin, your character leads the way in being quiet. Not necessarily that you're moving first through the group, because you're usually in the back. But what does Volpina tell everyone and remind everyone to do in order to be so stealthy?
Hey guys, because we're being stealthy, try not to start conversations with each other.
That's a great thing to say before you open the door. Did anybody else beat a 20?
I beat a 20.
Tell me what happened. What did you say as an addendum to that before you walked through the door?
Be careful where you step. Don't step like on a loose stones, stuff like that, because that could alert something to our presence.
Sticks.
Maybe there's water. I don't know.
Excellent. That's great. Now you proceed into the room, and you have seen all of the things that I have described. Now, which way do you go? Left or right?
I proceed right.
Nope, you're in the back. So you'll have to follow wherever people go. And I'm not suggesting that you go entirely, there's no choice as to which way the left or right means. I'm just adding that for color. You go, because you want to proceed towards the other door.
I go left.
You go left. Do you follow along with Flash, or do you split off a little bit?
I follow just to be a bit more careful. I follow as well.
Great. What did you get on your stealth checks, Flash and DJ?
I know that I rolled a 15. I just forget what I add.
Stealth.
Never mind. I did beat a 20.
So what did you get?
21.
And what did you get, Flash?
I got a 17.
The two of you disappear into the darkness. And it is only the fact that Alex's character, Chris, is in the middle that he even knows where they went. So you now know they went to the left as you proceed in as well. Yes, Sav.
Doesn't Sasha and Volpina have night vision?
Your night vision has been reduced because you have these torches.
Oh.
Now, it's going to be hard moving with stealth with these torches out in a big empty cavern like that. Do you put the torches out?
I put them away.
You put them away? So
Yeah,
you're moving in the dark?
I can tell us where stuff is because I have dark vision for 120 feet.
Now,
I have
I'm
60
going to just let you know that you're playing a dark elf. And the one thing I have never done is impose upon you disadvantage when you're in sunlight, because all dark elves have disadvantage on their rolls in sunlight. And since that's the case, and you've spent so much time in the surface world, your dark vision has actually been reduced to just 60 feet, like a normal elf. But that also means you can operate in the daytime with no ill effect. Sound good? Wait.
Because I'm more used to being up on the surface.
Exactly.
Now, so.
You spent so many years on the surface that it's kind of no longer a racial change for your character.
That makes sense.
Cool. And that's what I usually do with Drow, because most of the ones that play characters are always from the surface world. So you proceed quietly through this wet, humid, icky sort of place. Something scurries over Sasha's foot at one point.
She almost screams, ew, but then holds her tongue.
Because what did you roll on your stealth check?
18.
Did you?
Yes.
Excellent. Good job. Now, the difficulty was only a 13 for you to pass through this first part unnoticed, but something above catches your attention. Those of you with dark vision.
What was
something
Scary.
rustles and pebbles fall from the roof.
Sasha agilely dodges them quickly and quietly.
I want to say, one falls right in front of DJ, and DJ almost says something like, whoa, but holds it back, remembering that we need to be stealthy, and notices that was a pebble that fell from the ceiling.
Exactly. And a voice somehow only in your minds, calls out. You don't know where it's coming from. You think maybe it's coming from up above where those rocks crumbled. And the voice says very clearly in each of your heads, in the language that you speak, because it's just telepathy in your minds, the voice says, "Where are you, little ones? I can't see you now that you've entered the cavern."
I reply back.
Well, if you speak with your voice, Robin, if you use Sasha's voice to speak.
No, I reply back in the mind.
Oh, well, unfortunately, the telepathy is only one way.
What? I thought it was message.
No, you could send message, but you'd have to know or see the person you're sending message to. This does not seem to be message. This seems to be genuine telepathy. Does everyone stop moving when they hear the voice?
Yes.
You guys, who said that?
I dropped.
Did your character say that out loud?
Yes.
Oh no! Now, you rolled really high on your stealth check. So I will definitely suggest and give you the option of taking that back if you want to, because he doesn't know where you are right now. But if you speak, he might be able to see you. But you might be able to give hand signs and wave and give your things like that instead of using your actual voice. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna wave and start silent yelling
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. What do the rest of you do?
As soon as it happened, I kind of took a sideways glance over at Sasha because she's the only one I know that can
Do that
actually
sort of
speak
thing.
telepathically.
She drops to the floor in a crouch and starts silently making the hissing motion.
Okay. And what is Flash doing?
Flash falls forwards onto the ground, making no sound. But he does not activate his shocking grasp sword just because if his sword touches the ground, then shock waves come through the ground.
Right. Yes, we've described that before. What is DJ doing?
I go next to someone with dark vision and mouth out what is happening because they can actually see.
Yeah.
Sasha goes in front of Char and sends a message to him because she knows, dark vision.
Yeah.
And she sends a message to him and says, "Char, get close to everybody, okay?"
Char nods.
And then she crawls over to...
I'm gonna crouch down and mouth to DJ. I don't know, I can't see anything.
Children, little figures, where are you? Come forth and be destroyed by the power of my fist. You are not worthy to be here. Come out. Come out. The voice says in your mind.
We still hide.
Do you continue to move forward, though? Or do you stay still? That's the question.
I stay completely still. It looks like I'm not breathing.
Okay.
I'd like to slowly kind of crawl my way over to the closest stalactite.
Yeah, of course.
And then take a look around it to see if I can see anything now.
You definitely can't see anything because it is so high up. But as you get close to that stalagmite, the stalactite above it crumbles a little bit. More of the little rocks fall about and onto your characters and suddenly rain down in a big amount as something has shifted on that stalactite and a course of water comes pouring off of it to splash onto your characters.
I'm not gonna move. I'm just gonna duck down and let myself get wet.
She crouched down, flinches while the water pours on her, but remains composed, and she whispers, silently mouths, "Light." And a rock on her belt just lights up dimly, though, real dimly.
Okay.
And she puts it under her, under her skirt.
You could just open up your robes a little bit and cast light on a rock inside your robes that it would not be seen. So you've got something that can immediately glow when you need it to.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like having a jacket that keeps you warm.
All right. I like that. That's great. While you're doing that, you hear the voice say again, "Where are you, little ones?" And perception checks from everyone. All right, put your hand up if you got higher than 5. Everyone can still hear the rocks crumbling from the stalactite above you. Did you get higher than 10? Raise your hands.
I got exactly 10.
That's fine. 10 or higher, raise your hands. So everyone but Volpina, all Volpina can hear is the rocks and the water. Maybe you're really close to that stalagmite and you've been hit by a lot of rocks and water and you're laying there stunned by it. What do you think? Does that sound right?
Yes.
And you're thinking, I really want to bring out Maya, hey?
Mm-hmm.
But you're like, I don't want to say anything.
And after that, I whisper as quietly as I can, "Come out, my faithful beast."
Then she springs forth with a silent growl. It goes like this. She lands silently on silent paws, like this. But everyone else, with their 10, hears rocks falling from a stalactite somewhere else. And if you beat a 15, did anybody beat a 15? We have 2 players with 15s.
I got on a 15.
Perfect. And those 2 players can hear where that stalactite is and that the creature, the thing, whatever this demon is that Char talked about, has jumped from the stalactite that was right on top of you to the stalactite further away to the left. What would you like to do?
We continue
Can
being
I mouth
silent.
that to everybody else?
Now, there are a bunch of people here who don't have dark vision and can't see what you're trying to say.
So, like,
and that's both of your NPCs as well as Flash and DJ.
Chris, do you pass the message on to me and Volpina so we can spread it with everybody else quicker by, like, mouthing it?
Or maybe, we could do hand signals or something.
They can't see, so we would have to, so we can, like, tap it to them.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Sure, I'll mouth it to everyone else with dark vision.
We could do the signals for, like, the letters.
Right, American Sign Language?
Whatever the thing was, just jumped from the stalactite that was right on top of us to another one all the way across the cave.
And Sasha then...
further away. Yeah, but yeah, close enough.
Sasha then goes to Volpina as Volpina saw it, and she taps her to tell DJ. Well, she tells Flash and...
Okay, so you play a game
Char.
of telephone, and you whisper quietly in each other's ears, and the last person to hear it is Char, and Char says...
Do a quiet, dark, deep voice.
What? I don't understand. You want me to hump a tiny mite in the caravan?
And then I mouthed to Sasha, could you, maybe tell him what's going on telepathically?
Well, yes, she uses message, and it re-explains it.
Oh, that makes so much more sense. I was like, how am I going to find a tiny mite?
And then she just simply messages everybody else individually.
Okay. Perfect.
And Flash says, this was my hearing. Snake might fly tight?
That sounds right. Snake might flying tight. But the creature, whatever it is no longer right on top of you. What would you like to do now that everybody knows that is the case?
And she like mouths and messages whatever she needs to. Sasha says, what do we do? What do we do?
Volpina whispers back, I have no idea.
I'm gonna mouth to you. I think we should keep moving forward toward the door, but either try to stay very low and in the shadows or against the walls.
Yes, we do that.
All right, roll your stealth checks.
Oof.
I want to reroll.
Oh no, it finds us. We dead.
Quick, now. Who thinks they did the best?
I have a 21.
I have a 15.
Yeah, I know. You're like, I rolled a 5. You still think you won?
Yeah.
Oh, I do have a stealth bonus of 10.
Yeah, she's got a stealth bonus of 8.
I have a stealth bonus
I
of
didn't
7.
know that.
Okay.
You're better
Despite
at me than everything.
your amazing checks,
Except for perception.
Volpina, you begin to move forward, but everybody else is doing it wrong. Did anybody beat an 18 other than Caitlin? Oh, Sav's mad. What'd you get, Sav?
1 off. 17.
17. So you're almost there, but your foot slips in some screen. A rock goes. That's the only thing that you did wrong. Nobody else got higher than an 18.
Please don't kill us.
And as a result, there's a shower of stalactites further off to the side and a loud whoomph as a gigantic thing lands on the path in front of you. Roll initiative.
Oh, it's gonna kill us. Thanks, Dad.
You're wondering if I go wandering with you, what kind of trouble we'll get ourselves into. Would it be wrong to tag along with a band of vagabonds? You wonder if I'd wander with you. So I'll spread the word and you beat the drum. We'll round up the troops and get the gang to come, and we'll leave the streets.
This concludes this episode of Tavern Tales Junior. We'll be back in 1 month with a brand new episode. Our intro and outro music is Through the Woods by Okie Dokie Brothers. Find their music on iTunes by checking them out at www.okiedokie.org and follow them on Twitter at Okie Dokie Bros. We love a review on iTunes. Check us out on Twitter at Tavern_Tales. See you all later.
I'm wondering if you'd come wandering my way, if you ever get lost or if the trail leads you astray. The music of the pack can always bring you back. I wonder, can we wander away? And I'll spread the word